Welcome back to Auto Future Garage. If you're someone who genuinely enjoys exploring future cars, next-generation performance machines, and the direction where the automotive world is heading, then you're absolutely in the right place. Today's video is a special one because we're talking about a car that could completely reshape how people see the Genesis brand, the 2028 Genesis Magma GT. This isn't just another new model announcement or a simple sports car reveal. The Genesis Magma GT represents a major shift in philosophy. It is the brand's ultra-performance halo vehicle, designed to sit at the very top of the Genesis lineup and showcase everything the company is capable of when it pushes boundaries. With the Magma GT, Genesis is making it clear that it no longer wants to be seen only as a luxury brand. It wants to be respected as a serious performance contender on a global level. From the moment you imagine the Magma GT on the road, its presence feels dramatic and purposeful. The car sits extremely low, with a wide and aggressive stance that makes it look planted and ready to attack the asphalt. Its proportions are clearly inspired by high-end supercars, yet it still carries that unmistakable Genesis elegance. The fighter jet-style canopy profile gives the car a futuristic, almost aerospace-inspired look, making it feel more like a cockpit than a traditional car cabin. This design choice doesn't just look cool, it also improves aerodynamics, visibility, and high-speed stability. One of the most eye-catching elements of the Magma GT is its dihedral doors. These doors instantly place the car into exotic territory, signaling that Genesis is no longer playing it safe. Dihedral doors are usually reserved for brands that live in the supercar world, and seeing them on a Genesis sends a strong message. Every sharp line, sculpted surface, and aerodynamic channel on the Magma GT appears to have a functional purpose, helping manage airflow, cooling, and downforce at high speeds. At the core of this machine is a mid-mounted turbocharged V8 engine, and this is where things get really serious. A mid-engine layout is a bold and deliberate choice, typically used by manufacturers that prioritize handling balance and performance precision. By placing the engine behind the driver but ahead of the rear axle, Genesis is aiming for near-perfect weight distribution, which translates into sharper turn-in, better traction, and improved overall driving dynamics. Although official power numbers haven't been revealed yet, expectations are that this engine will produce enough horsepower to compete directly with some of the most respected performance cars in the world. What elevates the Magma GT even further is Genesis's clear connection to motorsport. The brand has openly discussed its intention to race versions of this car in GT racing series, alongside the hypercar being developed for the Genesis Magma Racing Endurance program. This means the Magma GT isn't just inspired by racing, it's being developed with real-world track conditions in mind. Racing involvement usually leads to stronger structural rigidity, advanced suspension systems, improved cooling solutions, and brakes capable of handling extreme abuse. All of this technology is expected to influence the road-going version of the Magma GT. Despite its racing ambitions, Genesis continues to emphasize that the Magma GT will not be a difficult or punishing car to live with. The brand uses the phrase effortless performance, and that idea perfectly captures what Genesis is aiming for. The Magma GT should feel explosive and aggressive when you want it to be, yet calm, smooth, and refined when you're just cruising on normal roads. This balance is what separates a true grand tourer from a track-only machine. Inside the cabin, while Genesis has kept most details under wraps, expectations are naturally very high. Genesis has built a strong reputation for creating interiors that feel premium, modern, and well-crafted, and the Magma GT is expected to take this to the next level. The cockpit will likely be driver-focused, with advanced digital displays, performance-oriented controls, and high-quality materials throughout. At the same time, comfort and usability will remain a priority, ensuring that long drives feel just as enjoyable as short, aggressive bursts of speed. Another fascinating aspect of the Magma GT is its long-term potential. Genesis has hinted that this model could eventually evolve into a full performance lineup, similar to how Porsche has expanded the 911 into multiple variants over the years. That could mean different power levels, track-focused editions, and even a convertible version for those who want an open-top performance experience. If Genesis commits to this strategy, the Magma GT could become the foundation of an entire performance ecosystem. When we look at the broader performance GT landscape, competition is intense. This is a segment filled with legendary names and proven icons, from the Porsche 911 GT3 to the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1, and even ultra-exclusive machines from brands like Koenigsegg. The challenge for Genesis will be finding the right balance, delivering performance that feels exciting and authentic, while also offering the luxury, refinement, and value that the brand is known for. Pricing is expected to start at around $150,000, although nothing has been officially confirmed yet. Genesis is likely to carefully analyze its rivals before locking in final pricing, aiming to position the Magma GT as a strong value proposition in the high-performance world. While it won't be cheap, it could offer a compelling alternative to European rivals that often cost significantly more. There is still a lot we don't know about the 2028 Genesis Magma GT. Official horsepower figures, acceleration times, fuel economy ratings, safety systems, driver assistance features, warranty coverage, and real-world test results are all details we're waiting for. As Genesis releases more information, we'll continue to break everything down in detail right here on Auto Future Garage. In the bigger picture, the Genesis Magma GT represents confidence, ambition, and a willingness to take risks. It shows that Genesis is no longer content with following trends. It wants to set them. If the brand delivers on its promises, the Magma GT could become one of the most talked-about performance cars of its era and a true symbol of Genesis's evolution. So this was the complete, in-depth, and extended overview of the 2028 Genesis Magma GT. If you enjoyed this deep dive and found it informative, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other car enthusiasts who love future performance cars. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video right here on Auto Future Garage.